Alright, and welcome back to another video, everyone. Today we are looking at the Oliva Serie O Robusto cigar. It's a 5-inch with a 50 ring gauge, medium in strength. The wrapper is from Ecuador and the binder and filler is Nicaraguan, so I'm looking forward to this one. Delicious looking cigar, and this cigar is another one of those sticks that you guys recommended to me on one of my previous videos. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it above my head just here. Today, going for a straight cut on this cigar. Perfect dry jaw. Let's go ahead and get this one toasted up. In my previous video, I noticed that, and I didn't notice this until I was editing the video, but I hadn't lit the cigar properly, and that was a 5x50. So I'm going to make sure I do a proper job this time round, because I got about halfway down that cigar and I noticed that the burn was all over the place, and I was about to film a clip whinging about it, but thankfully I didn't, because when I was editing the video I realised that it was my fault. Yeah, I'm hoping this one isn't going to blow my brains out. I'm looking forward to something that I can just relax with this evening and not think too much about. Comparing it to the last two cigars, straight away you can tell that this is not as strong. So far, light to medium. Almost feels like you could heat this cigar up really nicely and get out loads of flavours without worrying about that bitterness on your tongue that you can get from stronger cigars. Oh yeah, I need to make a Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about it on here actually.
Yeah.
Basically, with these videos on YouTube, I am pretty much unable to monetize them because they're tobacco related. I watch a collection of YouTubers on YouTube and they all have Patreon pages, and they seem to raise money, and the money that they raise with Patreon they use to fund, well, yesterday I was watching, what was his name again? James Hoffman? James Hoffman, the coffee guy, and he always talks about Patreon and how the machines that he's reviewing, coffee he's reviewing, was funded by Patreon. So I think we're going to make a page and put content, or at least some content on there for anybody who's willing to pay a couple of quid, couple of dollars a month, because that will just help fund these videos a little bit, because as we all know, cigars are expensive, so that might be something that I get around to doing. Nice smoke output. You might be able to tell, I don't know, because this light's super bright, but it's a thinner smoke. It's not as dense, it's not bellowing with smoke. There's plenty of it, but it's a lot thinner, a lot finer. It's not, you know, surrounding my space as much. But yeah, nice. I'll get down to the halfway mark. I'll touch base with you guys in a few minutes to see how we're getting on. Do you know what? This is a nice reminder as to why I create these videos. And what I mean by that is there's such a great community of people who watch this channel. And I love you all. And I thank you all for tuning in and subscribing and making time to leave a comment and leave some feedback and thoughts and help on this channel that can help myself and anybody else who's watching this video. This cigar, oh blimey, this is right up my street. And usually when I stop filming and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes, when I'm at the halfway mark, it's not a few minutes, it's ages. It's a long time. But on this occasion with this cigar, I've been sat here enjoying this and I'm like, whoa, I'm at the halfway mark already. That's not because this cigar is burning quickly, it's because I can't leave it alone. It's perfect for me, absolutely perfect. Flavours I'm getting from this cigar, I don't know if you guys have ever tried the Tabasco chocolate, or even if you've ever seen it, I don't know. It's not in all shops, but I've seen it around. And I've tried it. It kind of reminds me of this, where there's a tiny hint of a spice. and it's like a chili spice. It's not peppery to me. And there's also a dark chocolate, and there is a little bit of coffee. The coffee note I'm not actually enjoying from this cigar. It's a little bit of a bitter coffee. The chili chocolate vibe that I'm getting from this thing is so enjoyable. And because it's at this light to medium range, it makes it even more enjoyable because you just get to chill out. And I mean, if you've watched a few of the recent videos, you'll know by now that I'm not very good with strong cigars. So I'm lost for words. This thing is absolutely delightful. I give up with the ashes though. I keep dropping them on camera. Look at that, nice razor sharp burn. I've got maybe 2 inches left of this cigar. So I'll touch base with you guys at the final third for some final thoughts on this cigar. Alright, so as you can see, final third. It's actually just gone out, but that's perfect timing because I'm finished with this cigar now. While I've been enjoying this cigar, Hazel's lit up a Cuban, and guess what? The bloody thing is plugged. Which is so funny because I'm over here enjoying myself a nice New World cigar. Hazel's lit up a nice Cuban that's been sat in the humidor
for
several years,
4 or 5 years,
and we had to massage the thing. I had to chop off that much of the cigar in order to free it up, and this thing is like, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it is so tightly packed. This thing is like a rubber ball, and that should never have been part of any Cuban cigar. Going back to the Oliva Serie O, what a cigar. Absolutely perfect jaw, perfect burn all the way through. Nice amount of smoke output, flavours. I got a little bit of nuttiness towards the end. That weird bitter coffee that I wasn't so much of a fan of was throughout the cigar. And the spiciness that I had at the start, that chili spice, that faded out around the halfway mark. So all in all, another 10 out of 10 recommendation from you guys. I do really appreciate it. If you guys have any more suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I am still going to work through the list from the previous video that I'll put up here if you want to go check that out. But until next time, I will see you all very soon.